Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 9th. Right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Taking a look at our closed low here, it did produce some thunderstorms like advertised across portions of southern Oregon. Probably going to do somewhat of a repeat here today, and it's going to be lesser amounts across Washington. In fact, looks like Oregon and some of southwest Idaho is going to be stealing all this for the next day or so, but eventually it will spread some precipitation northward. And then we have the next trough, and you can kind of see it taking shape here across some of southwest Alaska. This is going to drop down our coastline here, kind of move into the same position here towards portions of California, but it's going to leave a lot of the Pacific Northwest here kind of in this troughing pattern. And then maybe a stronger system arrives next week. So we'll check out all these details. We'll take a look at some new El Nino data, and we'll take a look at the snowpack across the higher terrain as well as we go through the video this morning. We've also got some new drought monitor information I'm going to show you. So taking a look at yesterday, let's scroll back in time here. And as we went through the day, you can see a few lightning strikes are moving up into southwest Oregon. The bulk of that activity was in California, but we did spread some of that up into Oregon, as you can see. But again, it kind of stayed across some of southern Oregon there. You see Washington, British Columbia, much less in the way of clouds. Idaho Panhandle, western Montana, nice sunny skies there yesterday. And then we scroll through last night. Thunderstorms continued across portions of California, but now we come out to this morning. And again, some nice glorious sunshine out here this morning. A few nice days coming up here before this next trough drops into place. Now, taking a look at the drought monitor, it didn't look like there was too many changes here across the Pacific Northwest. Some of southwest Idaho now has some extreme and exceptional drought. We do have severe drought across some of Washington, Oregon, Idaho Panhandle. There's some moderate drought out there as well. But we're probably not going to improve too much because our snowpack is so woefully bad here, and that's what we really rely on for our water going on into the later spring and the summertime months. And they did introduce a little bit of drought into California, finally ending their streak of completely drought-free, over a few months there. Now, looking at the Pacific Northwest snowpack, again, we are less than half of where we should be. We're usually up towards 21 snow water equivalent inches here, kind of an overall average, and we're down around 10 right now. So really bad. And I've had people taking pictures and sending to me across some of the higher terrain there, and we're melted out in a lot of these locations across the Washington, Oregon Cascade. Some of the higher sites are a bit closer to normal, but again, you got to kind of go way up there to get that better snowfall, and kind of more of a mixed bag across the Idaho Panhandle, but still below normal for the entirety of the region. So if we take a look there one more time, again, about 10.1, we're usually at about 21 inches at this time of year. So yeah, that's a lot of water that is not there for our usage as we go through the summertime. Now, if we take a look at 300 millibars, about 30,000 feet in the atmosphere, again, there's our closed low right there. It's right off the California-Oregon border, and there's that system I showed you across southwest Alaska. You can see it carving itself out, and that one drops into place there over northern California, but it leaves the Pacific Northwest in this trough. So it's going to bring some showers back up across the area. So then we scroll off in the future a little bit more, and you can see the next one start to show a more impactful trough, a better positioned trough, potentially for some snowfall into the Pacific Northwest. But I got to caution you, it's up over 6 days off in the forecast. So this one could change, and we'll be watching that over the next few days. But that one might be a bit more impactful. And if we scroll off into the future a little bit more towards the 10, 11, 12-day time period, another trough pays us a visit here. So it's good to keep us active. Let's keep it going on in through April, hopefully, and maybe on in through May as well, because anything helps, and any kind of snow helps across the higher terrain. Now, looking at the European model, so you scroll through the day today. Again, the bulk of that precipitation is across southwest, southern Oregon. It's starting to creep into portions of southwest Idaho there as well. It doesn't look like much at all for Washington or British Columbia out of that closed low. And then we scroll off towards Friday morning, though, and you can see a little bit of that tries to whip into Washington. But again, the lion's share for Oregon, portions of Idaho here. And then as we go on in through Friday night, some of that starts to move up into Washington. I wouldn't rule out a lightning strike or two with some of this negatively tilted portion of the trough here back up into western Washington, some defluence aloft. Doesn't look like that unstable, but you can't rule out a few strikes. Better chances across the Cascades and eastern Washington, however, as you move on in through the day Saturday, portions of the Idaho Panhandle. And again, Oregon getting some much needed precipitation here as we go through the next few days. And then that next trough starts to drop into place as we go towards the end of the run. You can see that would bring the potential for some better mountain snows, but we're looking a little bit far off of the forecast that this trough could change in this time frame. So again, lightning coming up here today. There's for today. There's for Friday afternoon. There's for Saturday afternoon. You notice that comes into the Washington Cascades a little bit. And again, portions east up into the Idaho Panhandle or some of western Montana. And then again, Sunday, that system starts to slide off to the east. And then there's Monday pushing off the east as well. And that next system might be a bit unstable aloft as well, coming across British Columbia. We'll see about that. Now, just a general broad overview here of precipitation amounts. Again, Oregon initially getting the lion's share of that, some of that spreading into Washington, and then the next trough hopefully drops into place as we look all the way up through day 10 right there. So not a bad signal there for precipitation up and down from western BC, western Washington, Oregon. The question is, can we get some of this into Washington, Oregon in the form of snowfall across the higher terrain? And you can kind of see the rain shadowing going on across the Columbia Basin there and some portions east of the mountain ranges there in British Columbia. Now, accumulated positive snow depth change in inches. Ignore these little splotches and dots out there. So if we scroll through the 6-day period, you can see it's not a lot until that next trough gets in here. So this upper level low really not bringing a lot of mountain snows into Oregon, maybe a few inches if we're lucky. That next trough is what we're watching here, and hopefully that one does deliver. Winds here over the next couple of days. You can see the close low off the coastline. So I'm going to scroll through here and you'll see the next storm system. There it goes as we go through Saturday morning, dropping down towards California. So nothing too eventful as far as winds are concerned here in the Pacific Northwest, although we do kick this onshore flow on a bit stronger as we go through Sunday there. And that's just kind of with us. And then we'll see what that next trough brings as we go on in through next week. We'll take that day at a time. Now, looking at daily 2-meter maximum temperature, look at Seattle today. What a glorious day for Seattle. You got to get out there and enjoy that. You're suppressing the temperatures a little bit versus where they would be here for portions of Oregon because of the cloud cover. But, I mean, all the way up into the lower mainland there in BC. Look at Treasure Valley. Nice day today here as well. Interior valleys all the way up into BC, Vancouver Island. Nice day out there. So get out there and enjoy that. Friday, probably the warmest day for Seattle. Look at that. Maybe some low 70s all the way up into British Columbia here. Look at that Okanagan River Valley getting up towards 70 as well. And then we go through Saturday, and that next trough is starting up at that time frame. Still not too bad out there for some locations. By Sunday, you can see the temperatures being suppressed somewhat here. Columbia Basin, probably the warmest spot across the region. And there's Monday, the trough is in place. And we go Tuesday, you can kind of see these temperatures being suppressed. And then maybe that next troughing system rolls in here, that upper level low. We'll see how that goes as we go on into next week. But you can see the temperatures look a little bit suppressed there. Also, El Nino, new update here. So virtual lock here. I think March is probably going to end up as a neutral a month as well. It might be close, but April almost certainly will be neutral, like 99%. You can see just the tiniest sliver for La Nina. So it was almost certainly a neutral month here as we go through the month of April. And then May is most likely neutral as well. But look at the odds for El Nino just ramp up here as we go on in through the summer. By June, we're probably going to be in El Nino as we go, and then on into the fall months. There's very strong chance for El Nino. You see, there's virtually no chance of La Nina. It doesn't even show a 1% chance there. And if we take a look at the 30-day running look there, what we're looking at is between 120 and 170. This is where they measure that Nino 3.4 region. And you can see once we started, we had more blue in that region. Now it plays through, and you can see that's kind of being eroded and eaten away, replaced by some warmer water there. And this is probably going to become a full-fledged El Nino where you see well above normal temperatures in this tongue coming off the coast of South America as we get on in towards the summer and the fall months. So La Nina is gone bye-bye, and El Nino is on its way in. And I'll be talking about this in more detail here as we go through the upcoming months on maybe what we can expect here in the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, check me out on Facebook as well. I also do actually worldwide weather watch, and I've been putting out some of these Hawaii updates there. A big Kona storm is already impacting the islands, and that's going to be going on here for the next couple of days as well. So if you're traveling out there, you got friends and family out in the Hawaiian Islands or whatnot, or if you just want to take a look at the meteorological fun that is occurring out there over the Pacific Ocean, give it a look. The link should be down below, and I'm on Patreon as well. Otherwise, hope you guys are having a good day. Oh, by the way, I travel out to Spain today, so I'm going to bring my laptop on the road. There's a chance I may not do a briefing tomorrow. It's a long flight to get out there, and I'll be jet lagged and whatnot. I don't know what the Wi-Fi is going to be like and what the setup is going to be like. So I'll try to get my stuff up and running when I get out there. But yeah, I might miss a day or two over the next 10 days or so. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, get out there and enjoy that nice weather, and I will catch you guys in tomorrow's forecast, hopefully.